Every generation faces a moment when silence is no longer an option. Today, that moment is here. Across the globe, from America to Africa, one name is rising as a symbol of resistance, justice, and unity: Traoré. And for African Americans, his story carries a wake-up call we cannot ignore. Welcome back to Black Voices USA, the channel where truth, justice, and empowerment for our community take center stage. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, because this is where we amplify voices that matter, expose the struggles we face, and shine light on the leaders shaping our future. Family, let's talk about something serious. Too often, we get distracted by headlines, by celebrities, by the noise of social media. But beneath all that noise is a deeper struggle, a struggle that connects us as African Americans to our brothers and sisters around the world. And right now, one story, one name is cutting through the silence: Traoré. But who is Traoré, and why does his name echo across continents? Why is he being called the hope for millions of Black people? And more importantly, what does this mean for African Americans today? Let's break this down. Traoré is more than just a name. In France, the name Adama Traoré has become a rallying cry. He was a young Black man who died in police custody in 2016. His death sparked outrage, protests, and a movement led by his sister, Assa Traoré, who has turned her brother's tragedy into a powerful call for justice. Sound familiar? It should. Because just like George Floyd here in America, Adama Traoré's death has become a global symbol of police brutality and systemic racism. Now, why is this important for us, African Americans, sitting here in the United States? Because what happens to Black people in Paris, in London, in Lagos, in Johannesburg, it's connected to what happens to us in New York, Chicago, Atlanta, and Los Angeles. Different countries, different governments, but the same struggle: racism, inequality, and the fight to be treated with dignity. Here's the wake-up call. For too long, our struggles have been isolated. African Americans fighting in America, Africans fighting in Africa, Afro-Europeans fighting in Europe. But Traoré's story reminds us that we are one people, spread across the globe, facing the same oppression, and that unity is our greatest weapon. Think about it. When George Floyd was murdered in 2020, the protests didn't stop at America's borders. People took to the streets in London, in Paris, in Berlin, in Sydney. The whole world said his name. That's the power of unity. That's the power of our shared struggle. And Traoré's story shows us that this isn't just about one country. It's about all of us rising together. But here's the problem, family. Too many of us are asleep. Too many of us think the fight is over because we've got celebrities, athletes, and politicians who look like us. Too many of us think posting a hashtag is enough. Meanwhile, the same systems of injustice are still killing us, locking us up, and keeping us at the bottom. That's why this video is called African Americans Must Wake Up. Because we cannot afford to be distracted. We cannot afford to be divided. And we cannot afford to think that our struggle is separate from the struggle of our brothers and sisters across the globe. So why is Traoré called the Hope? It's not just because of his story, but because of what his story represents. His death ignited a movement in France, one that refuses to be silenced. His sister Assa has become one of the strongest voices in Europe, demanding justice not just for her brother, but for every Black life that has been cut short by racism and police violence. This matters for us because it shows that leadership can come from anywhere. It shows that ordinary families, ordinary people, when pushed to the edge, can rise up and challenge entire systems, and that's exactly what we need right now. Look around America today. We are facing voter suppression, mass incarceration, economic inequality, health disparities, police brutality. These are not small issues. These are life and death realities. And the truth is, if we don't wake up, organize, and demand change, the next generation will face the same struggles we face today. But here's the good news. We have power. We have numbers. We have history on our side. Think about the civil rights movement. Think about how much was achieved when our people came together, refused to be silent, and demanded justice. That same spirit lives in us today. but it needs to be reawakened. And this is where Traoré becomes the symbol of hope. Because his story tells us that the fight is not over. His story tells us that even in the face of tragedy, we can rise, we can organize, and we can inspire change. Family, let's be real. Hope alone is not enough. We need action. We need to wake up to the reality that our survival depends on unity, strategy, and vision. We need to build stronger connections with the global Black community because divided, we are weak, but united, we are unstoppable. So what does waking up look like for African Americans in 2025? It looks like holding our leaders accountable, not just voting for them because they look like us. It looks like building our own businesses, supporting Black-owned institutions, and creating generational wealth. It looks like educating ourselves, not just about American history, but about African history, Caribbean history, global Black history, because knowledge is power. It looks like standing with our brothers and sisters across the globe, whether they're in France demanding justice for Adama Traoré, or in South Africa fighting economic inequality, or in Haiti resisting political corruption. Our freedom is tied together. None of us are free until all of us are free. And here's the truth many don't want to hear. Waking up also means recognizing our own responsibilities. It means we can't just blame the system and do nothing. Yes, the system is racist. Yes, the system is built against us. But we still have the power to choose unity over division, education over ignorance, action over apathy. Traoré's story is a mirror. It's a reminder that tragedy can either break us or build us. And for African Americans, it should be the alarm clock we can't keep hitting snooze on. Because while we sleep, our people are dying, our future is being stolen, and our power is being wasted. So, what's the next step? The next step is conversation. The next step is community. The next step is action. Whether it's organizing locally, educating ourselves and our children, building economic power, or connecting with movements across the globe, waking up means doing something. We don't all have to lead marches. We don't all have to give speeches. But we all have a role to play. Some of us are leaders. Some of us are educators. Some of us are builders. Some of us are storytellers. Every role matters in this fight. And never forget, the system wants us divided. The system wants us distracted. The system wants us asleep. But together, awake, united, we are unstoppable. Family, the time to wake up is now. The story of Traoré is not just France's story, it's ours too. His name is a reminder, his struggle is a lesson, and his legacy is a call to action. This is Black Voices USA, where we rise, resist, and reclaim our future. If you felt this message, share it. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and most importantly, wake someone else up. Because the more of us who rise, the stronger we become. Thanks for watching. Stay strong, stay united, and remember, hope lives when we choose to fight for it.